Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Thababybeastsz, and welcome back to another Godroll guide video. Today we're going to be talking about the Vault of Glass weapons. I know I'm a little bit late, but that is because I want to actually get them and try them before I make a review video for all these weapons. And I actually have all of them, and I got them all this week. So I do have some gameplay of it, and I did get to try them all, and I did get the perks I wanted on them. But I'm going to be doing it a little bit different. I'm going to start off with the weapons I like the least, and then at the end there's going to be the weapons I like the most. But of course, we are going to start off with the origin trait, Time Lost Magazine, and it states that when you get final blows with this weapon, you get bonus super energy. When you use your super, this weapon's magazine is doubled for a long duration and reloads from reserves. So what that means is that when you use your super, any weapon that has this origin trait gets doubled 100%. So if it has 7 in the round, it's going to go up to 14. And when you reload that weapon, it's going to come out of reserves and it will still be doubled for 20 seconds. So it's a really good origin trait, and of course it has a built-in thresh, so that is also a really good weapon perk. So the first weapon that we're going to start off with is Vision of Confluence, and this drops from the first encounter on Mastered. You just have to do the challenge. I'm not going to explain the challenge. There's plenty of videos on YouTube where you can go look at the challenge. My perfect ideal Godroll for this weapon would be incandescent and explosive payload. So if you guys watch any of my videos in the past, you guys should know that on solar weapons, my favorite combination of perks is incandescent and hill clip. However, on this weapon, they're in the same column, so I would have to go for incandescent and explosive payload, unfortunately. Or on the roll that I have in the gameplay, I have explosive payload and hill clip. But if I didn't want explosive payload and I wanted incandescent, I would go for Firefly. Firefly gives you an explosion and incandescent gives you explosion, and they both do different damages, so big booms everywhere. Now if I was using this for PvP, I could do things like Zen Moment and explosive payload, which is a pretty meh roll. It is a 180, so the time to kill no matter what is 1 second, and you do have to get 3 headshots in one body. So this gun, it really isn't going to be that good in PvP. But with kill clip, it does drop down to a 3 headshot time to kill. So things like hill clip and kill clip, or Zen Moment and kill clip, it could be pretty good. Even tunnel vision with kill clip could be pretty good. However, the weapon, it's like 180s need a little bit of some love just for them to be some type of good. I wouldn't really use a 180 in Crucible right now. But Vision of Confluence can be good, but I think there are personally better solar weapons in the game that I wouldn't drop for Vision of Confluence. Our second weapon is going to be Praiths Revenge. This is a 140 sniper, so things like Supremacy, and I don't know about this one. This one is a little bit weird. It does come, I mean, like I said before, the origin trait, which doubles the magazine, is really good. However, I don't think this is better than the Supremacy. It does come with things like rewind rounds, envious arsenal, discord, and fourth sense of charm and PvE in that third column. And in the fourth column, it does come with things like bait and switch, elemental honing, even precision instrument in that fourth column. But I don't think this is going to be out damaging the Supremacy in damage at all, considering that the Supremacy can shoot at least up to 78 shots, I believe. If I remember that correctly, I believe it's 78 shots before you have to reload. It can be really fun. If I had to choose a absolute Godroll, it would probably be Envious Arsenal and Elemental Honing, because if I'm using Elemental Honing, I'm trying to use all my weapons anyway, and I'm trying to get out as much ability spam and weapons as I can. So Elemental Honing will definitely be used with Envious Arsenal. Or if I didn't want to use Elemental Honing because it's too much work to keep up all those stacks of damage, I would go to bait and switch. Now bait and switch does do less damage to elemental honing, 10% less to be exact, and precision instrument does, I believe, 15% less damage than elemental honing fully stacked up. Yeah, 15 less damage to elemental when stacked up. So elemental healing is definitely one of the best damage perks, especially for kinetics at the moment. And Praiths Revenge is a kinetic. I can also go with 4th Times Charm, elemental honing, precision instrument. You guys get it. But if I was in PvP, no distractions and opening shot would be the role I would be going for. But I wouldn't use this again over supremacy, because I actually do love my supremacy in PvP. It's kind of one of my favorite 140s. I'm not sure if you guys could tell by now, but if I did want to use a kinetic sniper, it would probably be my supremacy or my Eye of Soul. But if you're also like me, you like collecting your snipers, so I do get it. I wouldn't be using the sniper though. For my next weapon, we are going to be talking about the Found Verdict. Now, the Found Verdict is a little weird, because they wanted to make a PvE weapon, but they didn't give it the right perks. I'm going to start off with PvE roles, because that's what I feel like they tried to push this weapon as, but I don't think they fully hit it. So it does come with Volt Shot, which I do think is interesting on a shotgun. A Volt Shot with almost things like Threat Remover, Barrel Constructor, Pugilist could be really well. But if we're not using Volt Shot, which I doubt you would, with these other perks on this gun, you can go with things like Discord and Desperate Measures, Discord with Rolling Storm, and even Discord with Elemental Honing would be really good. And we can also do things like Rewind Rounds, Trench Barrel, or Rewind Rounds 1-2 Punch. That would be really good as well. But for PvP, I'm definitely going to recommend Slide Shot and Opening Shot, giving this shotgun some crazy range. As you guys can see right there, it is at 94 range, and that damage fall off starts at 6.5 meters. So 6 meters is definitely that kill range. I believe there are shotguns with better kill ranges than that at the moment, but this is an aggressive shotgun, so it's gonna hit pretty hard. Even though the slug meta is slowly creeping up on us, the shotgun is still going to hit pretty hard. And if you don't want to rock Slide Shot, if you're like me, you don't like sliding a lot in Crucible, which is crazy, I know, you can go with Threat Detector, and it will come with that 5.95 damage fall off, which is basically 6. So this shotgun can be really good. It's just an aggressive. That's the sad part about the shotgun. It's just an aggressive. If it was a lightweight, the shotgun would be way much better, but unfortunately it's not. The next weapon we are going to be going over is Corrective Measure, which I believe is one of the best heavy machine guns in the game, coming in with a lot of explosions. I will say that right now. So destabilizing rounds and demoralized is on this weapon. Big booms everywhere. I'll let you guys know that right now. It's just a lot of explosions everywhere, and precision final blows will create more weakening explosions. Big booms everywhere. If you didn't want to use destabilizing rounds, you could use Firefly, and you have to remember that Firefly does do solar damage. So you got a couple of different elements going on in this weapon, which I personally think is really cool. Firefly giving off the solar explosion, Demoralized giving off the void explosion. I think that is a sick perk combination. I might actually go back into the mythoclast so I could try to get this. It does come with elemental honing, so I guess I'm not sure if Firefly can proc elemental honing, but that would be a really sick combination. But I don't know if you want to be proccing elemental honing and trying to keep that up while using your corrective measure. I feel like elemental honing is more of a boss damage perk than a keep it up so I could kill ads perk, and I definitely see this weapon as a I'm going to be killing ads perk. But we can go for rewind rounds and elemental honing if you wanted to use it for boss damage. There is better weapons, but if this is the only thing you got, you can do it. Now there's also killing tally here, and we can also partner up killing tally with subsistence. We can also partner up killing tally with redirection, which would be pretty freaking nuts, since redirection just got the buff where the more ranked and file enemies to kill, like it goes higher and higher. So like probably like 2 kills would be 4 stacks of redirection, and then that will also help killing tally with its damage buff. So that's a fat damage buff with redirection to elemental honing. And there's a couple other things, like you also go for like redirection and one for all, and of course don't forget about the timeless magazine. This gun could be pretty nuts. You can't really mess up on anything. I feel like the only perk that you could mess up with is Withering Gaze. I don't recommend Withering Gaze on this gun at all, and if you're going to be using it in PvP, I would say go for high impact reserves. I'm sorry, and I can't speak. If you're going to be using this weapon in PvP, I would say go for a high impact reserves and dynamic sway reduction, because high impact reserves are going to be procced anyway, and it's just giving you extra damage. You will be burning through your ammo since this is a 600 round per minute machine gun, but you will get extra damage. Overall, this is a really good gun, and I do enjoy using this, and this will be my favorite machine gun. Our next weapon is going to be the one and the only Fatebringer, coming in at some insane stacks. So if we look at the stats right now, I have on my Fatebringer full bore, accurized rounds, and keep away with a range masterwork and a adept range mod. This comes in at the max of 37.50 meters, right? That's ADS speed. So I believe that is the same amount of range as the Redrix Broadsword right now at ADS, if I remember correctly. So the reason why I'm using Precision Instrument on my hand cannon, Precision Instrument doesn't lower the time to kill. No matter how many headshots you get, it doesn't lower the time to kill. It only gives you a 2 head 1 body when you're at 3, so it gives you a little bit of forgiveness, but Precision Instrument does not lower the time to kill. The reason why I'm using Precision Instrument on my hand cannon is because it gives it more range. Now I cannot calculate it because I don't have a friend. One, I don't have a friend to go into Crucible with and look at it for myself, but let's say it gives it an extra 5 meters. That would put this gun at a 42.5 meters. That is pulse rifle territory. That is why people like Precision Instrument on their hand cannons. This hand cannon is nuts. You don't even have to partner this with a sniper. I personally do because I like sniping, but this hand cannon is nuts. And if you want to use it with Found Verdict, you probably could. Now in PvE, there's a lot of different perk combinations, but of course the one I'm going to recommend to you is the OG Fatebringer roll. Explosive Payload, Firefly, God Tier roll. This perk combination will never fail you. You can also switch out Explosive Payload for Kinetic Tremors. That is really good. You can switch out Firefly for Frenzy. Frenzy and Kinetic Tremors would do a lot of damage. We also have Elemental Honing. Elemental Honing on a Kinetic, I'm kind of iffy about. On just like a primary, it's still 40%, but like, that's a lot of hoops to proc 40% on my primary. I could just do things like One for All or Frenzy to get a good 30% damage buff. You can also go for Osmosis, but that's like very situational. I don't think Rerun Rounds would be a good perk for a hand cannon in PvE, because I mean we still do have the Time Loss, which will probably boost your mag up to like 21. But besides that, on my roll, I use Keep Away and Firefly, and in PvE, I definitely use Precision Instrument and Keep Away. Magnificent Howl is also a really good perk combination. Give me a sec, I'm gonna drink some water. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. My throat was getting dry. Okay, for our last weapon, we are going to go to the best rocket launcher in the game at the moment, which is Hesitant Vengeance. Now, I'm going to start off with the funny roll, because I know you guys seen it. If you guys haven't seen it, this is the roll that people are using to solo the Witness. So, we have the perk Bipod. Bipod starts your rocket off with 2 rocket launchers, right? 2 rockets in your rocket already. If you walk over a heavy brick, you will get 4 rockets in your rocket. So, if you have 4 rockets in your rocket and you shoot your super off, you are going to have 8 rockets in your rocket, all from your reserves. Now, you shoot all 8 of those rockets as quickly as you can. You start off with 4 rockets. Again, you walk over an overflow brick. You will have 8 rockets again. This rocket launcher is pretty nasty. So that's what I've been seeing for people to soloing the witness. Like, these hunters are going crazy with this rocket. Me personally, I just got the Godroll Envious Arsenal and Elemental Honing. Elemental Honing on a elemental weapon gives a 35% damage buff if you can proc it. So I play Titan. I cannot proc all of the elements at the same time, unfortunately. I use this weapon with Euphony, and on my prismatic subclass I have a strand arc grenade. So it's kind of meh because I can't hit that on the witness like the hunters can. I don't know how to hit that on the witness. Me personally, I would prefer auto loading holsters, because with Euphony I want to use all my Euphony before I switch. So it's I'm kind of like losing damage a little bit. But elemental honing with Envious Arsenal is a really good role. If you don't want to do all the hard work of elemental honing, you can always go for bait and switch, which is 30, which is kind of what you're going to be getting as a Titan anyway, but it's still a really good perk because of the time loss magazine. No other rocket launcher will have this. This would be one of the craziest damages, because it basically gives you a fully damaged bipod. If you don't want to go through all the hoops of bait and switch, you could go for explosive light and auto loading. It's kind of boring, but hey, I have been seeing lasting impression coming back, which is pretty freaking nuts. I saw lasting impression in our witness run the other day, which is really nuts. But that is all the weapons I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If I missed anything or any Godroll, let me know down in the comment section below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out. Love you guys. Stay safe, and please drink water. You guys